and welcome back to my channel. I am so glad that you guys came over today to see another brand new video. If it's your first time here, welcome. My name is Lacey and I make videos about what God does on a daily basis in my life. And I noticed that I was changing over time very dramatically, but I could not pinpoint specific things. I just knew I could look back years later and I knew that God was working in my life and I knew that I was a completely different person. So I wanted to start documenting it on a daily basis. I just figured that I didn't live this 24 hours without a purpose, and I felt like God was always revealing something to me in that time. I'm hoping that it encourages you and you can start looking at your life and thinking, what is God doing in my life and how is he changing me? And if we're not moving forward, then we're just stagnant. So I think growth is a huge thing in life. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and those bell notifications so you don't miss anytime I upload a new video. Today was a weird day. It is the 2020 election day, and I'm sure that this will go down in some kind of crazy history because this election has been like... The election is really not my focus. What I was thinking about today and what God really did in my life today was I felt like this weird vessel. I don't know if this has ever happened to anyone else, but I wanted to share it with you because I felt like it happened multiple times to me today. I really believe that you have to have this just massive amount of faith in life, and to even be a Christian and to understand things and to study the Bible. Like, you just have to have faith, because sometimes like you just look at the world or the text in front of you or whatever it is and you're like, this just does not compute. It does not make sense. And I was watching TV and was getting sucked into the media, and none of it was making sense. Like, it was just so dramatic, and it just occurred to me, it was like, it doesn't matter. Like, God is on the throne. We know what's gonna happen. Like, we know the end of this story, guys. Like, it doesn't matter who's running the country, because God's in control, because Jesus died on the cross. He's got this. Like, we're gonna be in eternity. Like, everything's fine. That was like the pep talk to myself, right? And like, no joke, like I had to hype it up. Like, I had to pep talk myself, because I was like, no, you can't go down this rabbit hole of media. I get up in the morning and I took my son to piano lessons. The piano teacher came out and she was just telling me like how she stayed up really late and that she was just really worried about, you know, all this going on. And I found myself just talking, but I didn't really feel like it was me talking. So I know that it was just God using me to speak to her. And I was like, it doesn't matter. Like, God's on the throne. Like, Jesus died. Everything's good. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, God's still the king. Like, you're still the daughter of a king. Like, you're good. And she was like, you know, you're right. It was so weird because I felt like I had this conversation at least like 3 or 4 times. I came across this verse and I posted it as an encouragement, and I just was like praying. I kind of wrote out the prayer, and so later on somebody told me like, that really helped me, thank you so much. As I was talking to this other person, she was telling me, thank you for posting that. I really liked that prayer. And he was saying, you know, that was beautiful, thank you so much. And I was like, oh, that wasn't me, that was God. Like, I didn't have anything to do with it. I was just posting some encouragement, and I'm glad it helped you. It was so weird because it happened to me again. I started talking to her and then stuff just started coming out. And I said, yeah, but isn't it so neat that like, because of all this turmoil, like, we get to remind people about God. Like, isn't that so cool? Like, we get to tell people like, hey, like, it's okay, like, God's on the throne, he's got this. Like, we get to boast about God and like use that and tell people. As I was saying it, I was like, oh, like, this isn't me. I don't know where this came from, but wow, that's cool, right? And as I was saying it, all I could think of was, oh, this is really good. Like, I needed to hear this myself. And so I know that it was God just using me as a vessel to talk to whoever I needed to. And then it was so neat to be able to point out that this turmoil just gives us more opportunities to point people towards Jesus. This just gives us more chances to say, you know what, like God's got it and I'm not worried, so I don't know why you're not worried. And then somebody's gonna look at you and either think you're super crazy, or they're gonna be like, I wanna know why you're not worried because I'm super worried. The funny thing in all this was most everybody I was talking to was a believer. This wasn't, it wasn't like being evangelical really. Like everybody I was talking to believed the same way I did. I think sometimes Christian to Christian, follower to follower, we have to like hold each other tight like that. And you have to remind each other that, hey, God's got this, or whatever it is that God's speaking to you about, like you need to remind everyone else too. Because I think we're all going through the same type of things, and we need to just put it out there so we can help each other along the way. So that is what God did today. Like, I was just a messenger. I just used my voice to spread and proclaim and boast about God and tell people not to worry because he was on the throne. It is legit. No, I swear it's like after midnight, and I was like, okay, I really have to make this video before I go to bed. So I have no idea who's won this election. God knows the story. God knows what's gonna happen, and you guys, like, we win in the end. It doesn't matter. We always win. God always wins. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. I would love to hear what God did for you today. I would love to hear what he's talking to you about. I would love to hear what he's been doing in your life. So drop me an emoji if you get to the end of the video. And if you want to share, I would love to hear what God's doing in your life as well. Thank you so much, and I will see y'all in another brand new video. Bye for now.